Is that a challenge?
I mean, it's something you could certainly do.
Okay, so just to make this short and simple, I think Quincy have a very tanky lineup here. They have Medusa, Kunkka, and Viper together with Io, so their lineup is very, very difficult to kill. And what Black and Yellow have is very good vision, Clockwork, Luna, Night Stalker, and a decent amount of stuns and initiation power with Clockwork, Rubik, Night Stalker, and the Quap Burst. I think, if anything... Oh, hang on, Jubei, I think he's going to be fine. If the last couple of games is anything to go by, then Ponlo's going to die.
Ponlo looking super dead. Didn't realize their entire team was there. They'll get a trade, though. Ponlo for Jubei. Who's more valuable? It was Ponlo.
Yeah, both carries get the kills, but of course the first blood, way more value going the way of Rises. So that's a good start here for Black and Yellow. I was going to say, so when it comes to Quincy's heroes and the way the last couple of games have gone, both games the lanes have been very important. Like we usually say lanes matter a lot, etc., and they do. Last game they basically decided the game. In the first game it was what got Black and Yellow off to a hot start with their Timbersaw OD. This game, I don't know if Black and Yellow are inherently very favored in any matchup. I think the Quap versus Kunkka should be the best one probably. I don't think Night Stalker Rubik does very much to Nyx Medusa, and I don't think the Luna lane will have a lot of fun against Io Viper. That lane is terrifying to play short-range hero against. So I do like Quincy's opening chances here based on laning.
So it's all about the lanes, huh? That's like old school Dota. There was no comeback mechanic until there was, and then it was a true rubber band effect. You get 2 kills and you're back in the game.
We've been through all of the versions.
We have. Well, I'm sure there's some variations that we haven't seen yet. Still to come, Cinderin. The neutral items are going to get a buff where they drop 2 instead of 1.
Sounds great.
Each time. Yep.
So what you're seeing top here is what unfortunately happens to Clockwork 5 in a lot of games. If you're playing against double range, what your hero wants to do in lane is to play aggressive and put pressure, but you're just so inherently unfavored up here that you go in, you press Battery Assault, you get hit twice by each hero, and you have to run away. And that means that a big part of what the hero accomplishes by being a front wall for the Luna will not be very successful. It's okay for now, of course, especially with Rises getting the first blood, he is fine. But I do worry when Viper hits level 3 how they're going to approach this lane. You see Kezo's already just going to lay into them both, zone them off from the wave. And if the wave stands here, what do you do? As long as Kezo has mana, you're losing the trade every single time.
Yeah.
And they will just try to hold it, so...
Yeah, melee heroes against Viper, and I'm including Luna as a melee hero, by the way. It's close enough. Has to get the last hits with Lucent Beam and just leech for now. I mean, what's the play from Black and Yellow then? Because we saw, what was it, game 2, that they just never recovered from the laning stage. Rises had to go into the jungle. Obviously playing a different hero here that can jungle a little bit earlier. But
yeah, exactly.
Is there a point where you, like, can you switch lanes? Is that feasible in this matchup?
I think if Luna gets level 4 or 5, it's honestly okay for her to go jungle after that. It's about getting across that point. Potentially, Shaggy can really help them as well. He's doing very well in the mid lane in the Quap versus Kunkka matchup. He's 16 for 4 against Quince 14-0, but Kunkka has to buy extra HP regen most likely, so we'll have a net worth advantage. I think that's what you're looking for. Either Luna goes jungle or Quap helps, or both.
Okay. Yeah, Rises continue to get zoned out a bit here. Has to be fine with just getting a couple creeps from a wave and pulled out into the jungle. Otherwise, has to get help from Jubei to get some jungle creeps. But the wave is a bit more pushed up now, so perhaps can get a little bit more XP as a result. Looking at mid, you talked about it already. CS in favor of Shaggy, who, I mean, both Quinn and him both have bottles now. What level do you get Blink in this matchup for Quap?
It depends what your plan is. It's not really about the lane so much. It's about whether you want to gank side lanes. If you want to stay here for a while, I don't think you need to skill it until maybe level 7. In theory, you could wait until level 8, but then I just feel like, you know, you have your Sonic Wave very limited in what it can do. So he does skill at level 5, so he has it for Sonic at 6. It was either going to be level 5, level 7, or level 8, never later than that, and I do think level 5 is probably the best choice, just so he has that flexibility of rotating to other lanes. Shaggy's going to get potentially both water runes here. Oh, will have to be taken care by Dunhow.
Dunhow takes it for him. So Quinn out of luck with all runes. Of course, a hero that has no problem jungling either, so kind of expect this to be a loss lane for him to some degree, at least, as Milan top lane. Takes a little bit of damage, but now Jube is taking the poison attack from Mr. Kezu. Don't think they'll be able to actually finish the job, but actually force out the battery, so it's a little bit of extra mana expended. And then the one lane we haven't talked about is the bot lane. So Zero, Night Stalker against Yawar's Medusa. Obviously, the supports are going to be the old Rubik and Nyx, respectively. So how does Medusa look this game?
It was the overall last pick. I think it is good. It's good against Luna. It's fine against Night Stalker. It's someone he can't really run into and fight head-on. Also, Clockwork can be tricky to play against Medusa, so I think it's okay. Other options that were potentially available would have been something like Monkey King for Yawar. Ursa was banned, and so was Razor, I believe, so couldn't have gone for those ones. But yeah, it's a fine Medusa game. What happens when you play Medusa Nyx is that you effectively have a lane that's good defensively but very weak offensively, so both Yawar as well as Zero have just been farming, and I think both of them are pretty happy about that. Shaggy, X mark, Torrent.
Mid lane, yep, X, but Jube has come to play as well. The blink out to safety, Shaggy's fine. Quinn, pretty low, but will live through the day. I mean, this took some rotation from Black and Yellow. You've seen that they've kind of prioritized this mid lane a lot this series. Around this time, they've consistently ganked.
That was a cute attempt from Quinn as well. He X-marked while he was level 5, and he was hoping to get 6 quick enough that he could torrent boat, but the level up came too late, and the Shaggy was able to just blink away. Shaggy, by the way, not scaling out level 6 here. He's gone 2-1-3 build, pretty old school. Yeah. We do see it sometimes, but obviously it does prevent you from doing those rotational plays. Perhaps he just opted for it because he was like, oh, I don't have mana for ulti right now, and I will get level 7 soon.
Bottom lane, though, Yawar, out of mana and out of life. Nicely done from Dunhow and Zero. So a kind of a surprising kill, honestly. I mean, I think most of it came to the fact that Ponlo just went to the jungle and they realized that and just took advantage of the 2v1.
And Yawar had been expending a lot of resources previously in the lane. They had just been, you know, poking back and forth, and now that nighttime kicks in, that's when Black and Yellow can really go for the killing blow. Perhaps there was something Ponlo could have done there, and by the way of buying more regen for the Medusa, like a mango or two, or having some extra tangos early on. But not the case. He did opt to go for a raindrop for himself here, and that might have cost Medusa his life. All right, they're going to go on Yawar straight away again. Rises has connected.
That is a lot of damage.
This would be a very big kill.
A lot of his mana back.
They're not getting it.
Not able to, but I mean, they do force him out of lane. He doesn't have much mana regen, just like you said, the raindrop and a stick with 4 charges.
This laning stage for Black and Yellow has gone significantly better than I expected. Luna has the same net worth as Viper, basically, and is well ahead of Medusa. So this top pressure that Quincy tried to put did not really fully work out the way I imagined. Now Rice is even going to get the bot tower. Shaggy won mid lane against Quinn on the Kunkka, and Night Stalker, like we already covered, was trading against Medusa. So in this game, Black and Yellow, instead of last game where 1 or 2 of the heroes were having a miserable time, all 3 cores are very competitive. And Quincy's lineup, not the fastest, right? You can't really just walk around and punish them everywhere. Medusa needs time to farm up. Nyx is level 3. IO is the other support. So playmaking is a little bit limited in that regard.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow lineup, I guess. And like you said, I mean, Black and Yellow, they have the tower advantage, which gives them that 1K net worth lead. So essentially, aside from the tower, this is a very even game, which is great to see for a game 3. Because if you guys are just joining us, game 1 was a stomp, game 2 was a stomp, and this one is shaping up to be much better, hopefully. Yeah, of course, a lot is on the line here.
Yeah, for sure. If Quincy win this, they're guaranteed into the major. If they lose, they're at risk of a tiebreaker. If Black and Yellow win this, they're almost guaranteed not getting relegated to Division 2, and if they lose, they're in a lot of danger. So, yep, plenty to play for both teams, and
ooh, Quinn runs into a half HP Rises, and that looks to be a complete free kill. Right place, right time for Quincy crew. And they find a stack to boot.
Oh, that is perfect for them. And they find a huge Ancient stack. You cannot give this up as black and yellow. There is no way they let Quinn get this.
Ooh.
Viper Strike.
Yeah, that is pretty sexy. Yeah, Viper Strike not going to be enough to save him. Is Jubei and company able to clean up Kezu? But these Ancient stacks, like you talked about, Dunhow's going to try to contest. The Impale comes off. Quinn with the X into the Torrent. This is looking like yet another free kill, but you can hear the Night Stalker ult is there. Milan attempting to TP out. Void was already used, so no cancellation available. And Pig Pull on Quinn's going to allow him to safety. Fonlo misses the Impale, will get dropped to the right click of 0. But they didn't. How many creeps did they get in the Ancient stack? Because a lot are still remaining.
I think
there's
they
a good chunk still there.
It took about half, I think, which is honestly really good, right? They killed the Luna, they killed the big camp, they killed half the Ancient stack, and all they lost was Nyx. That's pretty good. Sure, you could also say Kezu's collateral top, but those two plays are not directly connected. So, yeah, I think if you're Quinn, or Quincy crew rather, you're really happy with it. And of course, Quinn the happiest, getting all of that gold. We'll take him to the top of the net worth chart now, looking for the 10-minute rune bot. He's going to get an invis for his bubbles. And now it's daytime without Dark Ascension. So this is a power play for Quincy the next minute and a half. Night Stalker is weak.
True.
You could look to just invade, and they will. They're just going to go in straight away, not letting them play the triangle here.
And the remaining of the stack is still intact. And I don't know if black and yellow can do anything about this. Quinn is going to be mega happy about this. And you have the defense in Milan and Uwar for that mid-tier 1 as well. So Quincy crew getting pretty much everything. And black and yellow, like you said, without that Night Stalker ult, can't do much. He just relegated the farming in that bot lane. They have really no push potential. Like you can see in the entire map, black and yellow aren't really doing anything except for killing some neutrals here and there.
Yeah, it's tough for them to do much. You would like to see Shaggy somehow get a little bit more involved on the co-op, but you know, the heroes that he has to play with, it's a Night Stalker who isn't really online because of daytime. Luna has nothing to offer in a fight right now. She's going the farming build. So realistically, you're playing with Clock.
Bottom lane, Torrent misses, but Boat connects, and Kezu's there with that Viper Strike. So Day Stalker is Dunzo. Actually goes down to Kezu, who is going for Atos this time around.
Another Ancient stack, but now it's on the other side, and that's a big, juicy one, as someone likes to say.
That is quite juicy. Yeah.
Medusa will get
Although there is a contest coming. Jubei, level 6. Most of the Ancients were taken. Oh man, there's the Sonic Wave. It's a little overkill, but they'll find it regardless. The eye
is he actually going to trade on Yawar?
Dying to neutrals.
All right.
And the uppercut to finish him off. Great job, Ancient Granite Golem.
You know, that doesn't feel that good if you're black and yellow. You made that big rotation and you only got the Wisp. The Cogs didn't manage to bring in the Medusa, and she just ran away and didn't get hit by Sonic either. And got full mana from the
and
Mystic
Snake.
So
they didn't really steal any of the creeps either.
Not much, at least. They got maybe a couple. So I think Quincy crew is still very happy with this, and they can just continue their
we
farm.
have the relocate coming. Impale's going to try to set it up. Will they be there in time? No. Oh, I thought it was going to be... they don't have any stuns to work with, it looks like. Quap, I hear the Sonic Wave. That's just as a getaway, I suppose. Yeah, they don't really have... I guess Kunkka is the only person they can relocate with to catch anybody, right? Unless he's already there.
Yeah, you can also relocate in the Nyx, but he's generally going to be the one finding the move to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Shaggy and Yawar trading blows.
Okay. Shaggy will live. Now we have the boat being used on the old Night Stalker, so they'll find 0 again during the day. Second death in the last 3 minutes. Daytime truly is miserable for that hero.
He does have Dark Ascension, and it is leading into nighttime, so I wouldn't mind seeing black and yellow perhaps trying a smoke move of their own when he respawns here and take some advantage of the fact that there's no relocate and no ghost ship for 30 seconds. This would actually be an awesome time for them to take a fight. Big item alert here for Kezu will complete the Atos. Very helpful for them to killing the Quap. Easy to combine with X Mark, so he can let Quinn hit all of his spells, and then when Quap would usually blink out, that's when you Atos for that final bit. Also an awesome control item against Night Stalker, who will eventually get BKB, but One of the problems of this hero is just its farming rate is not very good. So you're under a lot of pressure during these night times to really get results. And the first night for Black and Yellow was not particularly successful for him, and therefore he is just falling behind on net worth and even being
Quinn is
pounded
dead.
right now.
Unless they can relocate, there's no way they get here in time. Not even close.
He forced Dark Ascension here.
Yep, true, true.
I don't know how he forced that. I guess he saw the Nyx on his sentry and got scared there, 0, and did pop his Dark Ascension. So I think Ponlo pretty happy with that. He's going to be playing as a wall here for the Medusa.
Oh, Yawar has to use Stone Gaze. And the rest will have to disengage. Actually, turns 2 to Stone, but Ponlo not able to get an Impale to follow it up with. Jubei, nice cogs, but Kezu's going to find him on the low ground. Shaggy will have to blink out to safety, so looks like a 1-kill engagement for Quincy crew here.
But they are making sure to protect their triangle, and that was the Dark Ascension used. Natural Knight's coming up, though.
Indeed. Only 10 seconds away. Quinn, he's going to see rises here. And there is a relocate. No, couldn't get in range to get the X, though. Meanwhile, mid lane 0. It is nighttime, so he's going to be much harder to kill. But the tier 1 tower seems to be the focus for Quincy crew right now. Oh, we have the relocate in the bottom jungle, though. Quinn gets off the boat. Damage mitigation's there. It looks like Rubik is going to be the first to fall in this fight. Rises. Eclipse is available. There's a lot of creeps in the vicinity.
And
Ward's going to help him out there to make the Eclipse a little bit more efficient. Yeah, that's true. Only level 1. Rises is going for BKB next. So is Quinn. And Yawar has Manta.
Kratos. Very quick crippling fear there.
Nice jump in from Jubei. Stuck inside his own cogs now, though, as Kezu just pounding away. There's the Eclipse. Pretty decent damage against Quinn. Takes basically every Lucent Beam. Not sure if the creeps were even in the vicinity, but regardless, they'll get a very high value kill. It'll only cost them the Clockwork for now. Atos, though, stuns up 0, and this is a tier 1 at the very least. Shaggy looking to use Sonic Wave, but they won't be able to find a kill here.
Oh, and Milan even finds a regen rune, so full resources back for him as well as Ponlo. Could be looking for their next move relatively soon. 25 seconds on Vendetta. You will have relocate around the exact same time, basically, and Kunkka could be a part of that play when respawning. So, as far as Black and Yellow, again, they're very much at the mercy of Night Stalker's ability to fight. We haven't really had them come together to find a big moment with the Sonic Wave. There wasn't a bit of an Eclipse there, like you said, but I think he had 3 levels in Lucent Beam and 1 level in Eclipse, so only really a threat to the Kunkka, and then they could follow through afterwards and get a little bit of extra. So looking great so far for Quincy. Black and Yellow, I wonder what they're waiting for here. What timing they want.
Out. They get mega scanned out here, so that's going to force Quinn back.
Maybe they're going to chill for Luna's BKB, and then Night Stalker is going to get Echo Saber soon. Luna's BKB... I don't think you can wait for 2 BKBs here, Luna and Quap, so you probably wait for Luna's and maybe try to fight.
Still a full recipe away, but here's the initiation from Black and Yellow. Kezu looks like he's going to take the fall, but Yawar comes in thanks to Milan, and they're able to at least get a support out of this, but still, great kill for Black and Yellow. Find a position 3. Okay, cost them 2 support. But they're used to dying, so
they use Sonic Wave as well. I don't know how good that really was. It's during nighttime, you're losing the trade and you're using a key cooldown. I think Quincy are more than happy with that. And obviously, if you do want to kill Viper there, you have to do that. Like, he's just that tanky. Atos, Dragonlance. Kezu has a lot of base health currently.
Yep, Dragonlance, Atos for him. He's going to actually finish the Hurricane Pike. Yawar, in the meantime, going for the Scotty next. Echo Saber is done on 0, like you said, but it's really that BKB timing for Rises that we're waiting for. Getting pretty close, a couple hundred away. And Quinn, a few hundred away as well from his own BKB. 0. Can't really catch it. What do you want to see on Nightstalk? I mean, does he have to go BKB next item?
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because if you go BKB, you're still You still get countered pretty hard by Viper Strike, but then at the very least that's going on you and not the Luna. Alternative options would be something like Halberd. It's one of the best items against Medusa in the game. She might eventually go BKB in this game, but I think Yawar would rather not. He's going Manta Scotty for now, which is the default build. So Halberd could be very valuable on him. I don't know if Shaggy's going to do some disassembling play later with Kaya Sanj and make a Halberd on him. That was a possibility that the Pop could do in this game. But for now, they are just rocking these like standard builds. Kezo's Pike that you pointed out is going to be really good against Clock and the Night Stalker. Awesome game for Force Staff. Ponlo's also buying one on the Nyx. Milan's opting to go for Mech. I honestly think he could have gone for a third Force Staff. It's just that good. It counters the entire enemy lineup almost to have a Force Staff on multiple heroes. So. But the Mech is also great, true. Of course. Good push. And
who would you say has the best Roche taking team? I would say neither of them are particularly amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably Black and Yellow with the level 4 Luna Aura at nighttime. Night Stalker and Quap hit decently hard and fast, so maybe they are a little bit better. But yeah, like you said, neither team is very good at it, so it's probably going to come down to a fight first anyway.
Well, they smoke up.
Has that BKB now?
See if they can find anybody. Only a 2K net worth lead for Quincy Crew, as Hookshot will miss. That's a big initiation opportunity for Black and Yellow out the window. And really, without that, they just have Quap blinking in. It's not like there's a blink on zero or anything. He's going to pop Crippling Fear, but he gets X marks into the boat. Even a Medusa ult used for that. See if they can continue on here. Ponlo, Dunzo, Sonic Wave hits 3 heroes.
He forced the Sonic with that mech from Milan. Or it wasn't even mech, that was just the locket. But yeah, made them use Sonic Wave because of that huge heal burst onto Nyx. It is a trade, like you said, but it is support for core. And again, Sonic Wave expended, and this means this is a power play for Quincy. They can just start playing the triangle. It's daytime. Night Stalker will have to use ult to be relevant for 40 seconds. I do think Rises is doing an admirable job at keeping up on farm, by the way. I wouldn't say that Black and Yellow have been in a particularly good position to equalize, but he's only 1,000 behind Medusa, and a moment ago he was actually even. But this last little fight and the bounty runes that Quincy just got helped them push a little bit further ahead. Yeah, the cores on Black and Yellow, aside from Zero, are actually doing fine.
Oh. Shaggy finds Quinn, or maybe it's the other way around. Relocate's coming as well. Nice Impale stolen from Dunhow. Eclipse to follow with the BKB activated from Rises. It looks like Quap jumps away to safety, and Rises just getting controlled by this Scotty. Nice Cogs pushing back Yawar, but it looks like Rises will fall along with the clock. Big kills for Quincy Crew. And that's the power of the Relocate, just able to have all this global presence.
Oof. Ponlo actually almost got solo killed there by Dunhow with the level 4 Impale 4 Fade Bolt. But it's Roche time. Quincy will go for it now. They obviously have decent damage. We talked about this. Neither team is great at it, but Medusa with this raw overpowering amount of stats, Viper Strikes, or Poison Attacks non-stop going in. And Kunkka with a nice neutral item for this Brigand's Blade, of course, will also be nice for killing Roche. He just goes to Yawar. It was close to getting the last hit with the rocket. That would have been dope, but a little bit too late there, Jubate.
How does Brigand's Blade, how would it work with Medusa Split Shot? You think it works properly? It's not really a proccing item.
I think it probably works, but it gets mitigated by the same percentage as Split Shot does, so 80% maybe? I'm actually not sure about that, how that's calculated.
Asking the important questions.
But you want Grove Bow
anyway
here.
Considering
he's not going to consider.
Yeah, he's not even holding it anyway, but Grove Bow is just too good. And this tier 2 tower looks to be theirs. Yawar with Aegis, Scotty, Manta, and has his sights on a Daedalus next.
Yeah, he's getting really big. And it's honestly, it's just really, really hard for Black and Yellow to fight into Quincy's 5-man. This was something we talked about before the game even started. Quincy's lineup's going to be really tanky. Do you have the damage? Well, you have it at Clockwork in a sec, by the looks of it. Right about now. Funk Soul Brother.
Gets some wards up in the meantime, though. Saves him a trip later. I mean, even
Scouting.
if Rises gets this, I mean, I think initiation is probably the most important part of black and yellow right now. If you don't have the hook shot, you don't have anything.
Initiation's coming the other way, though.
With the ult from Night Stalker. Yep, with the IO coming in as well. Rises is just dead. Sonic Wave from the side, though. Does a lot of damage. It's not enough for a kill quite yet, as Milan staying alive just barely with that wand. He actually gets out with Relocate. Unreal. Super bad luck for black and yellow. And High Shaggy able to get out thanks to that BKB, but I don't think that Dunhow is going to have that same luxury.
What a beautifully played fight from Milan. Just did so many things right there. Great usage of Locket and Mech. I think he got a salve tick in between Shaggy's attacks, and that's actually why he lived and got out with the Relocate again. And him getting back out also meant Medusa got mid-tier 2 tower, because if he dies on IO, they don't get that Relocate into that mid-wave that they had pushed in. Just keep an eye on Milan here. So Mech there for Ponlo, forces out Sonic Wave. And now, good, I think that was the Locket, Tether. And here, Fairy Fire, I think there's a salve. Healed him just a tiny bit. I don't know if that was, actually wasn't perfectly timed, but that was on the edge. And he gets out and they get the tower. 10k lead now for Quincy crew.
Yeah, now it's getting out of control.
It is, and Medusa still has Aegis for 2 minutes. Opted to go for Blink Dagger here, actually. Yawar is just going to play super aggressive. He knows he's invincible almost. So might as well take advantage.
Up in 5 seconds, and obviously still has the Aegis for 2 minutes.
X mark on Night Stalker.
And you can see Kezu has Shard, so he can hit the towers with that poison attack, and Night Stalker is obliterated. Does have buyback, though.
It's just, I have to say, it's a little
Tower
bit...
has... Yes.
It's a little bit puzzling to me that they opt to go for Night Stalker in this game. I just feel like it's so high risk and not the best Night Stalker game to begin with. Rises.
Yeah, Rises pops the BKB, but he's just getting bursted down by Yawar. He will live thanks to that hook shot. Might cost Jube his life in addition. Oh,
they're relocating in behind them.
Into the fountain. They're trying to get the kill on Rises, but he walks the other way. Blink into the vicinity as well, but it looks like the sacrifice will be the IO, so a little bit too much to chew off here for Quincy crew.
He still has Aegis. I don't think they can kill Dusa. Like, what are they going to do?
And, well, they have to do it twice, even if they try.
Exactly. I mean, it's just...
And while that was happening, the complete Rax was taken out. Shaggy gets off the Sonic Wave, but Yawar still perfectly healthy, and you can see they are going to lose Kezu at the very least, but Quinn went back to base thanks to X marks the spot, so he's super healthy again. X marks Torrent, 0. Lucent Beam does get a nice kill, but 0 looks like he's likely going to fall. Oh, did they have vision here? Oh, maybe not. Okay. They're able to get out thanks to that terrain walking.
Really clutch by
some chip damage
from Shaggy there. Did a great job getting out with basically no health and still made the aggressive return play to come back in for another burst, securing them the kill on Kezu and more. You're going to see that in the replay here. So Quinn gets a very, very good Tidebringer. You're going to see that in a moment. So they have Viper Strike on him. Torrent's obviously not going to connect. And here's the cleave. Shaggy's HP just nothing. And he still goes for that play. Kezu doesn't have vision behind the tree, so Blink Scream and then the Shadow Strike resets out. Nicely done. High risk, high reward from Shaggy, but it's going to take more than that. Yawar's going to rock up with a Daedalus to the next fight in about 200 gold.
Yep, but he won't have Aegis.
That is true.
But then again, they haven't really come close to killing him once since that early game death that he had. We'll see how disciplined and conservative Quincy crew want to play this. Sending out some Manta Illusions. Already have that full set of racks in the mid lane. And we talked about this Viper shard is crazy against buildings. Boat comes in. Jube just going to get bursted. No buyback for him. 30 seconds on the deck as Kezu is really the main one doing damage to these towers, honestly. There's the blinking from Yawar. Still has Stone Gaze to work with. It looks like they're going to get the second set of racks in their favor. All right, the break onto Yawar. Viper Strike. High Shaggy. Just trying to bait out as much as possible. Has the Arcane Rune activated. And Stone Gaze was already used. Ponlo trying to set up another potential kill. Force Staffs rises to the other side. Pops the BKB. Let's see if Quincy crew wants to stay around any longer. They lose Ponlo. Lucent Beam connects onto Kezu. BKB is still available for Quinn here, and they're just going to take out Rises. Absolutely no chance. Just doesn't have the farm needed. He was keeping up for a long time, but It's just, oh, nice Sonic Wave into the hookshot from Jubei. Do they have enough damage to actually find this kill, though? Jubei dies, and it looks like Shaggy blinks in to try to get the consolation kill on Milan, but it's not going to happen. He's going to try to relocate back to base with that Shadow Strike applying. Looks like he'll do so successfully, and Zero goes down. Triple kill for Yawar, double for Kezu. Full team wipe, essentially, in favor of Quincy crew.
Oh, Shaggy,
that's a dieback. Ultra kill Yawar. GG's as Quincy crew. Well, Black and Yellow gave him a scare, Cinderin, but game 2 and 3 were firmly in their grasp.